You are now watching the Queen Chioma. So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So today's video is sponsored by Original Queen Hair. If you want to skip right to my commentary, you can do so with the time marker on your screen, but let's get right into this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the wig out of the bag, and I have this hair that is kinky, curly, and 24 inches, and here's the wig. So I immediately flipped it over because we're going to be bleaching the knots. So this is actually a closure wig. So what I'm doing is taking a bowl and a brush. I'm going to be taking the Toledo colors in blue toning powder, as well as 30 volume developer, and last but not least, you also are going to need some bleaching powder. So the first step is actually taking that Toledo colors in blue as well as your bleaching powder, and you're going to pour that into the bowl. And once you've done that, you're going to take lastly your 30 volume developer and pour it in as well. So now you're going to mix it, and when you mix it, you want it to be like a toothpaste like consistency, something that's not too runny, thick enough to hold its shape so that it doesn't seep through and cause more mess when you go to bleach your knots on your closure or frontal. This is a closure wig, so it does not go from ear to ear. It's just right in the center, which I did love because sometimes you don't want the whole frontal. It's getting really hot outside. It's like 90 degrees. Sometimes we don't even need to be wearing a frontal. So I just love the convenience of this closure wig. So I'm bleaching that entire area. So here I am with my hair braided back so I can have a flat canvas, and I'm putting on a stocking cap. So I have a stocking cap, and I'm going to use the Got2b glue gel in the black bottle, and I'm just going to be putting this straight across in the area where the closure is going to sit. So next I'm actually taking a needle and thread, and I'm sewing like a U shape, basically the same dimensions of the closure area of the wig around, because this is the only section that I need to cover because we don't have a frontal, which is the entire head. So what I'm going to be doing is using a blow dryer to have that gel dry down so it can get nice and hard. And then I'm going to take some scissors and I'm going to cut around, exposing that front area and cut off the excess parts of the wig cap. So next I'm going to be using some neutralizing shampoo to rinse out the bleach that's been sitting on the closure for approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So I just shampoo the hair thoroughly, and I make sure that I don't keep any of the bleaching onto the area of the hair of the closure. So next I'm going to actually be parting the hair. I went for a middle part because I feel like with a closure that's already in the center, you have to go for a middle part. I take some of my mousse, which is the Nairobi, and I'm just going to be molding down the area where the middle part is. So once I do that, I'm going to take some tweezers and create the part, and I went in a little bit on the sides of where the part is just to give it a more gradient, gradual flow into the part of the closure. So you don't want it to be too bulky because it's not going to look natural. So you definitely want to make sure that it is nice and flat. So then lastly, I'm going to be taking some of this water as well as some of that Nairobi mousse, and I'm going to be locking in the curls of this hair. So this hair was so beautiful. I actually went and used my Wonder brush that I bought for my natural hair. I wanted to test it out on this hair before I used it on my natural hair. So it definitely helped to detangle. This is actually a Black-owned business, the Wonder brush, and I got it online. I saw it on Instagram. I was like, let me just try this and support Black business, and it definitely does work for a lot of textured hair. So you don't have to be a 4C natural. You can just have curly hair. So next is putting on the wig. So as you can see, that area is actually nice and glued down with the gel. So it's not real glue, it's just gel. And I'm going to be putting some more gel on top of that. Then I'm going to take the wig and I'm going to slide it over that section with the lace on the wig still on there. You guys can see that the part still looks natural already. So I used an elastic band to tie it down for about 20 minutes, and it already looks like it's coming fresh out of my scalp. The next thing is going to be taking a razor brush or razor comb, and you're just going to be cutting off that excess lace, making sure that it looks seamless and looks very natural coming right out of your scalp. So our next step is actually going to be doing the baby hairs. So I just pulled out a few only because my forehead is big, especially when I have a middle part. So baby hair sometimes is a necessity for me to kind of conceal my forehead. I use the 24K CBD Edge Grow. This is the edge control that I've been using on my natural hair as well as my wigs for the past few months, and I really like it. So baby hairs is subjective. You can shape them and make them whichever way that you want to. I just went for 2 little swoops in the front so that it looks as natural as possible. And this is pretty much the final look. So with hair and makeup fully intact, this is what the wig looked like. This hair is so beautiful. To be honest, it looks so natural. It looks like it could be growing right out of my scalp. I love this hair from Original Queen Hair. This is their Kinky Curly 24-inch wig. I will definitely have all of it down in the description box down below. Very lightweight hair. For the price, it was really good, and it's not a lot of hair, so it's not that heavy. So beautiful. So let's get right into this video. So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So today's video is going to be a Q&A slash life update slash a whole bunch of things. By this title, you can see it says Queen Chioma is canceled. Now I just want to obviously give a brief synopsis as to why I named my title that. I feel like ever since I graduated college, which has been almost 2 months now, I I just feel like a different person. Like, I feel like I've been doing the same thing for the past 5 years in college, and to do the same thing almost every day, redundantly, semester after semester, it gets pretty boring. And not only does it get boring, it definitely takes a toll on your mental. I feel like now is the time for me to break out and be a different person, a different me. Not necessarily saying I'm changing my ways, because I'm stuck in my ways, to be very honest, but just evolving in my career, in my life, in my brand, and everything. I feel like throughout college, I was like really super sheltered with a lot of the ways how I portrayed myself, not necessarily on the internet and not even in a bad way, but I feel like there's so much more to me than I let people know. Trust me, y'all, I'm still a very private person. You're not gonna know everything, but I kind of feel like there's just so much more to me. Like, I feel like people have the wrong impression of me. Some people just think I'm like this girl who wants to sit here and talk about black all day, and I love black issues. I love talking. I love social topics. I just love talking for us young black women. Like, that is my whole thing. It's just the young black women, girls my age, talk about everything that we go through is what I love to do. But I feel like I have not been personal or personable in a while. Like, nobody really knows me. People get shocked when I tell them certain little things, and they're like, hold on, Queen Chioma does what? She likes what? And it's just like, I don't want anybody to have those thoughts. Like, I want people to know the authentic parts of some of the things about me. So this video is canceling Queen Chioma being sheltered, Queen Chioma not always, you know, being herself. I'm not saying I've been fake, but I feel like I've definitely been holding back with a lot of the things that I think, say, do, or want to do. And that all ends today. So we're going to throw her away, and we about to bring in a new girl, okay? So you guys asked me a whole bunch of questions on my community tab, so I'm going to go ahead and answer that for you guys, so you guys can just get to know me. We're gonna cancel the old Queen Chioma, y'all gonna bring in the new one, okay? So let's get right into this video. So I got a lot of questions, y'all, okay? A lot of questions. So I'm gonna try and answer and be brief, because I don't even want this video to be too long, to be honest, because honestly, y'all not about to just keep watching me, but let's just try and answer the best to my abilities and the fastest that I can. So someone said, what got you into making commentary videos? To be honest, I just always been a talker. I talk. I talk super fast. I know there are some comments that say, Chioma, why do you talk so fast? I'm like, yo, y'all are right. Like, I need to slow down sometimes. But when I do like my podcast, all of those clips are edited audio, so it just kind of runs together. It makes me sound like I'm talking faster than I am, but I definitely think, being from Philadelphia, everybody talks very, very fast. Got into commentary because I just love talking. Like, I like talking about girl stuff. I like talking about just anything. Like, I could really talk about anything. Like, I swear I can. Anything I have an interest for, and things that I don't, I kind of just like to listen, and I love discussion. I'm a communications major. Well, I just graduated. I was a communications major. I have a degree in communications now. So it's just, I don't know, I just got into it. I saw my YouTube channel kind of like at a plateau with college vlogging. I'm like, okay, you can't do this forever. You're not going to be in college forever. So just try something else. And I did a couple girl talk videos. A couple of them did pretty well, so I just started going with it. My next one says, I'd like to know how you started creating boundaries between yourself and your parents as you got older, or just how that transition has been in general. We are the same age. I remember fighting for every inch once I started university. I was just always the type of person that was serious. Like, everything I do is so super serious. Like, it's very fun and entertaining in a way, but I be dead serious. I think my parents respect me because I started something that I really didn't need their help for, and I created it to this, and my parents started to respect me. Now, in terms of creating that boundary, there was a tweet that I saw on Twitter, and it basically says how to deal with African parents. Basically, tell them what you're doing, let them tell you otherwise, and do whatever you want to do anyway. That's kind of the only advice I can give, because that's pretty much what I did, and I guess it just worked for me. And next one said, what do you want to do for a living or a career? Honestly, y'all, I love YouTube. I want to do something in social media influencing. I want to see how far I could take my brand, whether it means I end up on TV, whether it means I just work with other people, I create TV shows. I want to do something in communications, film. I never would have thought this would have been my major. Like, I thought I was just going to be the typical African child that's basically doing something within the STEM program. I would have never thought that I would have taken this knack for communications and turned it into this. So I want to continue to do this, something with social media. I feel like eventually I'm probably going to be like a teacher, like a professor, and teach like social media probably like within the next 20 years. But we'll see. Do you think your views would be different if you grew up in Nigeria and not in the United States? Yes. I mean, if you grow up anywhere other than here, I feel like your views would be different on stuff. I think my views are pretty Americanized, to be very honest. I feel like when I listen to what my Nigerian-born parents, Nigerian-born aunts, and then just what I see from how people in Nigeria think, I think most of the things I think are very Americanized, so different than what is over in my home country. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I am a mix of introvert and extrovert. Like, when you meet me, I don't think I'm shy. YouTube has helped me not be introverted introverted. I used to be so introverted. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was never shy, but talking was something I was good at. I just didn't like to do it, if that makes sense. Ever since I started YouTube and people like approach me in public sometimes or at school, or just had to put myself out there, I've become very much so extroverted. But it really depends on where I'm at and who I'm with, because I like to come to situations and be very quiet and just sit there and look around and see, let me peep all energies and peep what's going on before I bring out my personality. Like, that's always how I am. I'm going to be very low-key, very chill, very quiet, and then when I warm up, then you'll start to feel me. What kind of TV shows do you watch? I don't know, different things. My favorite show is Teen Mom. I don't know why. I just always like the show. Like, I don't like it, I just like watching people's lives. I'm watching Insecure. I'm almost done watching the whole series. That's what I've been watching lately. I love Insecure. And anything on Netflix that's like a Netflix original that's trending, I'll probably watch as well. What are your hobbies? YouTube is pretty much my hobby slash job right now. I don't really have a job, haven't had a job in a while. Hobbies include sewing. I like to sew. I like to be creative, so I like to like decorate. I like to like just do stuff like that. And I definitely like to make money. So I've been on a money-making move right now. I'm trying to just be like, Chioma, you gotta get your life together. You're now not in college. You gotta start making some real money. Not this little petty change you've been making, but some real money. Did you ever live in Nigeria? No, I've never lived in Nigeria. I've been to Nigeria 3 times, 2 of which I can remember. One time I was probably a very small child. The other 2 times I do remember. Most recently went to Nigeria 2017 into 2018 holiday season. And hopefully, I don't know what's going on with COVID, but hopefully I can go this December as well. I don't really know what it's like to live in Nigeria. I don't really know what happens there. I know the culture based off what I've learned being here in America, but to be very honest, I feel like a lot of times people think like, oh, so you're Nigerian, so you just cannot have any form of American viewpoints or any type of Americanized life. And that is just so not true. Like, being a child of an immigrant growing up in America, trust me, I am so much more Americanized than I will ever be Nigerian, and it's just a product of my environment. What is the absolute best part about being a black girl to you, and what is the worst? I feel like the best part is, to be honest, I think black women are so ambitious in everything. Like, I feel like we exceed and excel in a lot of things. When I look around and I see women that are like-minded, that are black women, like, I feel like that is just so popping. I also like that even those girls that may still need that little push, like, it's a lot of potential within being a black woman. Like, there's a lot of potential here. The worst thing, obviously, is being labeled a certain way and certain stereotypes. Okay, so the next one says, what's your type of style in clothing? I feel like I'm the type of girl who likes all the trendy stuff. I really don't buy a lot of clothes just because I'm never going anywhere for real. And especially now with, you know, everything going on with Corona. So I just kind of feel like I like all the trendy stuff. Okay, I want me some stack pants. If anybody knows a stack pants vendor that caters to tall girls, because I'm damn near 6 foot, let me know, because I want some stack pants too. I would say my style is more, you know, contemporary. I like the Instagram look. Most of the stuff I won't wear for real, but some of the things I think are really cute. What do you like to do on your off time? On my off time, make videos, I guess. I don't know, I kind of do this all the time, like this all the time. Watch Netflix is something that I've really gotten into. I have a smart TV in my room. Sometimes I just sit there and I just watch Netflix or YouTube like all day long. You can do a video if you're trying to follow a natural hair YouTuber or a hairstyle. I can definitely try. I think I should definitely do more natural hair videos because, again, I don't have anything to hide with my natural hair. I just always keep it in braids because it just stays so protected. So I think I can definitely try some styles because I think I've finally mastered my wash and go sleek bun, whatever. So maybe I can show you guys that. Are you doing anything DIY right now? Right now, I am actually working on vision boards for myself. Like I said, this is canceling the old Queen Chioma and making a new Queen Chioma. So we are basically creating vision boards and being very creative right now, trying to just get a better outlook on where I actually want to go with what I've been up to. What is your biggest irrational fear? Oh, this is such a great question. Flies. House flies piss me off. Like, I don't like house flies at all. I can't be anywhere where there's flies. Like, I just hate the sound. I hate them flying around. They just annoy me. Like, I don't know if it's a fear, but I definitely get very uncomfortable. Don't keep me around no flies. If you had unlimited money to start your own business, what would it be? I would start a business that casts girls who want to be like in front of the camera in any type of way, whether it's through modeling, YouTube, Instagram, music videos. I want to start an agency like that just so I can give particularly black girls those opportunities to be in a whole bunch of different beauty campaigns or whatever it may be. Just kind of like a modeling agency for real, because I feel like that could help with the representation in so many different places, especially if I can establish those connections. What is your least favorite place in the world? I don't think I have one. I don't have one. If you see a puddle on the ground, do you walk over it or around it? Oh, I definitely walk around. That's me. I walk right around. No roadblocks. Have you heard about the MBTI personality types? If so, what is your personality type? I have. I did it in college because we had to do it for a class, but I cannot remember what mine was. If I do figure out, I'll flash it on the screen or I'll just retake the test. That way you guys know. What do you look for when you're shopping for clothes or shoes in terms of style and fabric? Okay, so I don't do that much shopping like in the store or anything. Most of the things I buy are online. I usually just shop for occasion. Like, I don't have a wardrobe right now. I'm actually in the middle of getting rid of a whole lot of my stuff because I need a whole bunch of new things. Like, that's just the old me. I'm probably gonna have another cheap Poshmark sale because I have so many clothes, so many cute clothes though. Some things I never really worn, or maybe I worn once or twice, because trust me when I say I don't go anywhere. But when I shop, I really look for things that are trendy, things that look good on my body. I've learned my body. I have very long legs. I have a little bit of a curve, and I'm small up top. So I try to look for things like two-piece outfits. I love two-piece sets. I feel like those are the best things on me, and just things like that. How was your high school and your college experience? I feel like I can expand on this more in like a separate video. In high school, I was bullied up until pretty much the whole time. Nobody ever fought me. You know, I got into it with a couple girls. I mean, let me not lie, I didn't fight. But, you know, I was young. I didn't have like the best experience with like girls, but when it came to like everything else, you know, I was a cheerleader. I was the captain of the step team. I had a group of friends, boy crazy, all of the stuff, all the typical teenage girl stuff I kind of went through. As for college, I had a great experience. There were things that were very, very crazy. If you guys don't know, I am writing a book. I've been really working on this book just so I can explain my whole college experience, and I can't wait for you guys to read it, because you guys are gonna read some things and be like, damn, Chioma, you went through that? It's like, yeah, I did. So I just want people to learn from me and know about my whole college experience, because it was something that's actually really worth telling the story. Do you only eat Nigerian food when you're over your parents' house? No. That's the thing. When you're an immigrant, I swear, like, you have to become accustomed to some of the things of the culture that's the majority. In my opinion, I don't really think there's really American cuisine unless you're talking about Black American, because Black Americans have soul food. That's like a Black American thing, like the fried chicken, the collard greens, the cornbread, the dressing. Like, other than that, I don't think there's an American cuisine, because America is too much of a melting pot. The things that we eat are really extensions or Americanized versions of other indigenous foods elsewhere. So my mom cooks pretty much the same things that every other Black family would probably eat. I don't strictly eat Nigerian food, to be honest. The only Nigerian food you could say I really eat a lot of would probably be jollof rice. And jollof rice is not necessarily Nigerian on its own. So there's different versions, obviously. I don't really eat that much Nigerian food, to be honest. I was always very picky with Nigerian food. Like, I don't like moi moi. I don't like meat pie. There's a lot of things I don't like. So, and I'm picky with all types of food. So it's not just Nigerian food. How many vacations out of the country have you had? 3. I've been to Nigeria 3 times, like I said. Do you regret having relationships with exes that you knew were toxic? Did you know they were toxic? Honey, do I? I wouldn't say I regret it. I don't regret a lot of things just because it taught me huge lessons, which you guys will find in my book. My high school, like on and off high school boyfriend, he wasn't really toxic. It just came a point where he just wasn't the guy for me. Like, he just changed and he just let me down. So like, he did a lot of bad things, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he really did love me. I loved him, but like when I look back, I wasn't in love, if that makes sense. Are you still friends with anybody you knew during grade school, 1st through 12th grade? Hell yes. Those are my real friends, to be very honest. Worst and best place you've traveled to? Best place I've traveled to, I'm gonna keep it domestic because I've only been out of the country once. Best city I've gone to? Atlanta. I swear I loved Atlanta. Worst city I've gone to? I don't know. Everywhere I've gone is fun. I went to Seattle. I wouldn't say it was a bad city. I just feel like I didn't enjoy it just because of like the way how I went. I wish I could go back and actually enjoy Seattle. Is networking in college easy? I would say yes, just because there are so many events and so many opportunities, so many resources. You just have to use your resources and actually put that pedal to the metal, like actually put the action. Don't think anybody's gonna hand you anything. The resources are there for everybody to use. You just have to go and get them and use them. What club / / organizations were you affiliated with in college? So I was in the African People's Association, which was like my baby. I devoted so much time to it, love it. I will continue to be some form of alumni presence in that. I was in this thing called Stylist. It was like a fashion group. I was in it like my first couple of years of college. I was in that. I created my own organization called Crown Mentoring. It was a mentoring organization for underclassmen, and I just dipped and dabbed. Like I collaborated with a lot of organizations, collaborated with Black Student Union, collaborated with MPHC. I collaborated with a lot of people, so I was definitely all over the place. But I would say APA was like the main thing that I was a part of, and then I had like my own little stuff going on. Favorite annual campus event? Probably homecoming. I think homecoming is always fun, and then African night was definitely my favorite for sure. Wildest college party / club mishap you witnessed or involved in? Honey, that's a long story. Please read my book when it comes out. But I done seen fights, I done seen guns, I done seen stabbings, I done seen people get maced, tased, crazy. I done seen everything. So now the wildest one, I would say it was like 2017 or 18, I can't remember. I think it was 2018, and it was like this Kappa versus Q's party downtown Toledo at this huge venue. So many people were there. They had like Greeks from other schools, and I don't know what happened. I still have the vlog somewhere on my channel, but I don't know what happened, but everybody just started fighting. But like they were throwing glass, bottles, a whole bunch of stuff. It was so crazy. I almost got hurt, y'all. I almost got hurt. What kind of car do you have? I have a Camry, Toyota Camry. Do light-skinned blacks and biracial blacks, because there is a difference, really put down darker complexions as often as black males do? Do you think insecurities from darker people cause some people to be hostile towards unproblematic light skin? Have you ever seen darker skin insult each other before? Do I think that light-skinned blacks and biracial blacks actually put down darker complexions as often as black males do? From my experience, no. I've seen males put down dark girls, like black males put down dark girls more than anything. I don't really see it much with a lot of girls. When I've seen light-skinned or biracial girls act away towards brown or darker skinned black girls, it's always been like a subliminal way. It's never just been like, oh, you're still ugly dark-skinned bitch. It's mainly just been like, I remember there was this one mixed girl, and she was talking about how she didn't like this other girl who was black, and she was like, well, I told her, at least my hair is real, because you know, she can't really grow her hair that long. You know, like subliminal things like that. And I checked her because the girl's kind of like my friend. I'm like, sis, you don't want to really say that even if you feel that way. Do you think insecurities from darker people cause them to have hostility towards unproblematic light-skinned people? Yes. Yeah, I think so for some people. And have you seen darker skin ever insult each other before? Yes, people be calling each other all types of names, for sure. Do you have any other siblings? I have a younger sister and an older brother. What is your favorite kind of potato? I would say probably mashed. No, loaded baked potato. How is life after college? Is there anything you would do differently? Life is going pretty decent. Good thing is I already had this channel, and I knew coming out of college I really wanted to develop this before I did anything else. If there's anything I would do differently, definitely. That is definitely a long story. What is one of my fears? Rats. I hate rats. If you ever play a prank on me with a rat, I might actually like try to kill you. Pet peeves. I don't like the colors red and pink together. Can't stand it. Any friends that do not support your business? How did you overcome that? I've never had a friend who didn't support my businesses. To be honest, I never had one. I feel like I've had some girls that have been subliminally throwing shots at me, probably, but they're not my friends now. Like all of my friends support what I do. Where do you want to live ideally after college? Atlanta. And people are gonna be like, Chioma, why do you want to come here? The traffic is crazy. Because when I came there, I just felt like I was at home. I felt like I was amongst people that are like-minded. I'll get over the traffic. Okay, Philadelphia traffic is bad too. Okay. What is your favorite Nigerian food? I would say jollof rice, puff puff, and they bring me one succulent. Just put in the egusi soup with fufu. I'll eat them. I go chop on them. Favorite Afrobeats artist? Burna Boy, for sure. Favorite music artist or band of all time? Favorite music artist of all time gotta be Nicki Minaj. I'm not no Barb, I don't know why people think that, but I definitely think when it comes to female rap, like in my generation, Nicki Minaj got it on lock, had it on lock. I definitely wanted to make a video talking about Nicki Minaj's career because I feel like there's some things going on, and I might get to that. Someone said, girl, just start vlogging again. I don't do anything. It's like quarantine, I'm not doing anything. So I wish I could, but I don't do anything for real. Would you say you had very strict, relaxed, or in the middle Nigerian parents? I had whatever is between very strict and relaxed, whatever's in between that, because sometimes my parents are very lenient about things that I feel like other Nigerian parents would have been like, no, 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 no. But then other things, it was like strict. Like I couldn't do a lot of stuff growing up, man. Now that you're older, would you say that you like the style of parenting? I think every child of an immigrant, specifically Nigerian kids, first generation Nigerian kids, are gonna parent their children different. I don't foresee the same way that we were parented being passed on to our kids, especially if we don't marry Nigerian, if that makes sense. Because we all know there are definitely some very toxic ways of parenting that we witnessed or we went through that we just wouldn't perpetuate on our children because of just the effects that it may have. Tell us something embarrassing that happened to you when you were younger. In the first grade, I peed on myself in the cafeteria in front of everybody because they wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. So when my kids are of age, I'm going to tell them, don't ever let a teacher tell you that you can't go to the bathroom. Just get up and go. Because I was trying to be obedient and I end up embarrassing myself. Best and worst parts of growing up Igbo. Best part is you always have a culture. I guess you can say there's something that you can always rely on. It's kind of motivational in some ways. You see so many, successful people within that. The worst part, I feel like there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of sexism within the Nigerian culture, especially Igbo culture. There's a lot of things that women just can't do. I feel like even within Black American culture, women have a little bit more freedoms with certain things. There's still a lot of sexism, period, in every culture. But then when it comes to being Nigerian, especially Igbo, like women just are treated like all you're supposed to do is just be a wife, take care of the kids, and let your husband talk and treat you like anyhow. Baby, not happening. Do you want to keep the traditions you were raised with? Very much so. Most of them, I would say a lot of them, yes. Some of them I don't think I'm going to be with, to be very honest. I just don't think some of the traditions correlate with how I was raised in America. And I feel like every first generation Nigerian kind of feels the same way. Are you spiritual or religious? I am a confirmed Catholic. I keep a Bible with me. I feel like with religion, that's such an intimate relationship with a spiritual being that I don't like to talk about it on my channel because I don't really feel the need to broadcast my personal spiritual relationship when, it's just something so sacred to me. How do you feel confident consistently? I promise y'all, I don't give a fuck. I will rant, I will go off, I will say whatever I want. But at the end of the day, those are just feelings. Those are feelings that are verbalized. I promise you I don't give a fuck. You stop giving a fuck about what people gotta say, how they gotta say it, and all of that, and you just take it for what it is. You respect it, but you don't have to care at the end of the day. I promise you, you will build some confidence. Do you want kids in the future after marriage? If so, how many? Yes, I want 4 babies, to be very honest. Now that I know more about pregnancy from, just being an adult, I don't know how y'all do it, mothers out there. I don't know how y'all just push out babies because I'm scared. But hopefully I find a man who is worth me doing all of that for. Have you changed throughout college or university? Yes. Definitely, in good and bad ways, which I'll get into in a different video. Were you always natural? No, I didn't go natural until I was 10 years old. I say I went natural again in 2016 because that's when I really didn't do anything with heat, texturizers. So I feel like I've been really natural for the past 4 years. Aside from creating YouTube videos, how do you like to express your creativity? I do so. I know how to work a sewing machine. I know how to make some basic things, and I feel like I've gotten really good at it for the most part. How is your natural hair journey going? Pretty good. I feel like I found some things that work for me. I don't mind sharing it with you guys. Sometimes it's just overwhelming with hair sponsorships, but I definitely think I need to learn how to balance the two for real. Do you take notes of dreams you remember having when you wake up? No. Is that something that y'all do? Is that something that's good to do? I'm not one that looks too far into my dreams. I don't know why, but I just never really did. I have had the same dream a couple times before. I don't know what that means. What culture do you connect with most? Black American culture or Nigerian? Black American culture, for sure. I listen to Black American music, I eat food. Most of my friends are Black American. So when people try to say oh, you're Nigerian, your arrogance in being Nigerian is showing. It's I promise you, I am way more Americanized than I am Nigerian, and so is almost every child of an immigrant that's in America. I promise you, because it's just kind of no way to just simply be that, especially when you're not in the culture 24/7, and especially when you're not in the location 24/7. You're gonna have influences from the majority culture, and it just is what it is. Can you talk more about being a communications major? It was the best decision I made, switching to that. It really brought out me. If you want to be a communications major, there are 2 different sides of it. Mass communications, which is what I did, which is kind of like a broad spectrum. Focus is more on public relations, media, social media, things like that. And then you have media communications, which is like film, podcast, actually shooting the camera, editing, things like that. So you can go either way with it. Do you plan on using your degree like in the corporate job? Yes, but not right now. What dreams or goals do you have? My dream is to be like Queen Chioma for real. Like just the boss bitch, for real, for real. I don't know how, but it's gonna happen. Do you have a face you make when news hits you different? For example, a oh hell no face. I feel like my face be like this. And I really be looking stank sometimes, but I be trying not to, for real, for real. What is the farthest you've been from home? Nigeria. And the longest you've been away from home? All the times I've been in college, just haven't been home months after months after months. Do you practice or believe in femininity? If so, why? I don't really think I do because I don't think I know what that is. If you guys think I'm feminine, then great. I guess that's a great thing, but I don't think I push that because I'm not sure what that is. I feel like that's a very mature topic that I have to grow into now that I'm really an adult in the real world, and I feel like I'll figure it out soon. Give me some tips for freshman year of college. I'm so scared. Join organizations, be yourself. Don't get caught up on, you know, who is who. Don't be trying to hang out with the Joneses. Create an identity for yourself that you actually want to like. High school is over. You don't need to be a kid anymore. And don't fall for boys that are stupid. Because don't be a Chioma. What are a few things you wish people understood about you, the inner you? Love this question. I wish people understood that I'm just a human being. I'm a young girl. I'm learning. I like what all the young girls like. I'm just in that same young generation crowd. I think I just have a little bit more common sense than people that are my age. That's just it. I just like to have fun. Like, I cuss a lot. I just tone it down for YouTube. I like to be a young girl that's on a Poppington. Like, that's Chioma. Like, for real, that's Chioma. I feel like I need to be myself more, which is why we're canceling the old Queen Chioma and bringing in this new one. Do you think that as a Nigerian American, you have to constantly show that you are for AA, considering the fact that people have preconceived notions about Nigerians? Yes. Not all the time. It's not a constant struggle because it doesn't really clash, being that I grew up in Black American culture for the most part, and then my friends are Black American people. But I don't feel like I have ever had to prove myself on a consistent basis. But I feel like sometimes people do think like, oh, so she's Nigerian, so she's probably like this. And it's just like, nah, son, I'm definitely not like that. Any negative preconceived notions that you have about Nigerians or Africans in general, I feel like that's fair to have because there are some Nigerians and Africans that act in ways that are, to me, very off-putting and unsettling. But I definitely think it's not the majority. And I definitely think those who are, like I said, first generation African kids do not have the same values of their parents by far. Some of them, such as like family and culture, yes, but a lot of the other ones, I don't think, at least for me personally. Do you understand your native language? I do not. I understand a little bit of Igbo. I'll speak some here and there. I can like do like basic things like Ahamu Chioma. You know what I'm saying? I can say my name. Ahamu Chioma. I'm Monye, Philadelphia. I can say like that. Or I'm Monye, Imo State, Nigeria. I can say little things I can say. Open relationship with your mom. I have a decent relationship with my mom. Wasn't always like that. Growing up with a Black mom, I don't care what nationality or what culture she's from, is hard. I feel like once you get to college or you get to a certain like age, your relationship with your mom does get better if both parties are willing to try. I wanted to be standoffish. My mom wanted to infiltrate my life. And eventually I gave in. Simple question, how are you? I am not that well. I'm not gonna lie. I have been okay. I've been struggling a lot mentally, more than I ever really thought I would be. I didn't think I was mentally weak, and then things started happening, life started happening, and it just like threw me off. I feel like I'm trying my best to keep a happy front sometimes, and it's really hard because look at me getting emotional. It's just so much going on in my life. I be trying to balance it. I've been really emotional, and I'm not even an emotional person. Like, you know how they say cancers are emotional and I'm a Cancer? I'm really not an emotional person, but things have just been so difficult. I think a lot is going through my head because I just finished college, and I didn't think it was going to be this hard. When they say post-graduation depression, maybe that's what I'm going through, but I'm going through it in a way I'm putting so much pressure on myself. I just need to relax, recuperate, and I definitely need some therapy. Would you rather have no eyebrows or no eyelashes? I'd rather have no lashes because I like eyebrows a lot. I'm 5'9" and I recently just started liking my height. Did you ever feel insecure about being a tall woman? Of course I did. And now I don't care. Now I'll wear 4, 5, 6 inch heels around anybody. And if a nigga wanna say, ooh girl, you tall, well baby, learn how to climb this tree, because if you can't, I'm not even into you. And by the way, I only talk to tall guys anyway. Like, I stopped the short guy stuff a long time ago, because to be honest, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a short guy, but When you're damn near 6 foot like myself, like why? You know what I'm saying? What are your flaws or insecurities? I feel like my physical insecurities would probably be like my skin. I really want to work on getting better skin. It's been coming along though. I came a long way. And I would say like my flaws, I can be very aggressive sometimes when I don't need to be. And I feel like when it comes to like relationships with guys, I am very, very, very controlling. Gotta work on that. Do other Black Americans have racist or misconceptions about Nigeria? I mean, of course there's gonna be some people like that. I don't think the majority does. I think for the most part, the misconceptions come from, again, trying to bridge that gap through the diaspora, which has yet to happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I have faith that it will happen. Might not happen in my lifetime, but I know it will happen. Would you be open to move to a different country? If so, where? To be honest, no. I would have to keep a contingent and maybe go to Canada. Other than that, I like where I'm at. Where do you see yourself in terms of your brand in 5 years? We're gonna be the queeniest of the queen team. Like, I see this actually being something big, y'all. I hope within 5 years, I can look back at this video and like, Chioma said she was gonna be big and she was. Cause I feel like I can definitely move this up. What are your all-time favorite products that you'll always go back to? Like skincare and hair care. I like the Garnier Fructis Anti-Frizz Serum. It works on my natural hair and it works on my wigs. And in terms of like skin, I really like any of the oil sheets. Definitely a necessity because I have oily skin. Always gotta keep that with me. Have you ever been excluded from the Black community because of your thoughts? Because if that's the case, I'm apparently an Uncle Tom. Yes, I've been called a coon. Oh well, it is what sometimes I have opposing opinions. Like, it is what it is. Do you believe in astrology? What's your sign? What parts of your sign are correct about you? I believe in astrology, but I don't believe in zodiac. I feel like maybe I need to be more educated on it. But for the most part, I feel like, I don't know, I don't understand how people can sit here and say that it's because of your zodiac sign that you're a certain way. People tell me, oh, you have more than one sign, you have a moon sign, sun sign, da 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 da. To each their own. My only sign is $sign. What's your type when it comes to men? Very good question, sis. Number one, y'all may think this is shallow or whatever, but I feel like you gotta be tall. I'm sorry, but you gotta be like 6'4" or above at this point. Like, you gotta be. Don't care about complexion, don't care about any of that. I like men who are laid back, very much so, because I feel like my personality is way too in your face and all of that. To be like me. I tried to date a guy that was similar to me, never again. I need somebody who's quiet, laid back, but I also like men who are providers, like traditional standard guys. Like, be a man, you feel me? Like, be a alpha, but don't be an alpha that's doing too much. When it comes to like when it comes to, I said lay, I'm from Philly. When it comes to like dress, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just like whoever like me.
So hey guys, my camera ended up cutting off, but I did want to just end the video. So the purpose of this video was for people to just get to know me a little bit better. When I say Queen Chioma is canceled, obviously I'm not necessarily going anywhere, but I feel like I definitely need to take a different approach to my brands and how I want myself to be portrayed on the internet and to people in my personal life. I feel like I've been battling a lot with myself, who I am, who I want to be, and I feel like now's the time. I'm done with school. I don't have to put anything on hold. I don't have to make sure I'm sheltering myself for anybody. I'm a real woman in the real world now, so it's time for me to really just embrace being myself. I want to focus my content more on things that are going to be talked about for myself as a young Black woman, or just a young woman in general, early 20s, mid 20s, like high school to college, to people who are in their 20s trying to figure out the world. So I want to do things that are more related to that. I'm not going to say I'm going to take away race related videos because that's obviously important, but I want to tone it down just a bit and focus on some other things, because to be honest, I feel like we get the point when it comes to a lot of things that we've dealt with as it relates to race. But some of the things that we deal with as young women, like, we definitely need to bring that up a little bit more. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more of a balance, be more personable. Hopefully when quarantine is over, I can go outside. I can show you guys some of my life, personal things, and just keep you guys with me with this journey that I'm trying to just accomplish happiness within myself and also success within my brand and my business. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media networks. Check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.